At night, when I'm alone in my room and my headphones are off, or when the next video in the playlist hasn't started yet, that's when I always pick up on those noises, those sounds. As a kid, my parents always told me that it was just that the house was settling. I didn't really grasp what that meant. Eerie, hollow pops and teetering, ominous cracks. And my ears picked them up where my eyes saw nothing else. To describe it now, I would say it was like something was skulking about in the darkness, always just outside of my sight, hiding in the corners of my room or right outside my door, sometimes tiptoeing through the attic above. Really, these things are nothing to worry about, though. Houses do just settle over time, right? At least that's what I'm trying to convince myself of. This kind of thing hasn't been an issue for me for a long time, but lately it's been getting pretty awful, so I decided I'd be keeping a log of everything that's been happening. The hope is that when I look back through all of this, I'll be able to see just how foolish I've been. Last night, things reached a crescendo of sorts, so I'll start there. Then I'll cover every night going forward until I feel better about all of this. It was Friday night, or maybe it would be better to say Saturday morning, given how late that it was. My friends and I had been gaming for several hours. It must have been 2 or 3 a.m. when we were finally able to end on a win. After that, my friends slowly started dropping out of the group call. Then I took off my headset and I noticed that my glass of water was empty and I was feeling really dehydrated. I went to grab it, but then I paused. It wasn't uncommon for my imagination to run a little wild in the middle of the night, and I found myself thinking about just how much sound could have slipped under my radar while I was gaming. Could someone have broken in while I was playing games with my friends? I've had these types of thoughts before, but it was a fairly easy process to grab that empty glass and open the door of my room, then pace across the kitchen while I flipped on all the lights in my house. Only this time I didn't. This time I heard a crack coming from somewhere off at the other end of the house. The timing was only too perfect. Is someone else there? I found myself thinking. I remember making excuses for myself. It was already very late. I was certainly getting tired. I didn't really need that glass of water. After a long enough time sitting still in my seat, I decided I was done listening. I went and locked my door, and then I went to work barricading it with my chair and some clothes that had been on the ground. After that, I laid down. I strategically positioned myself so the door was always in view. And then, after some amount of time, eventually I fell asleep. That's it. That was the whole of last night. After writing it down and reading back through it, I feel kind of embarrassed. I couldn't get a glass of water for myself in my own house at night and a barricade? I was being dumb. I was being way too silly, letting myself get wrapped up in my own paranoia. It helps to call myself out on this. I know it won't be so easy when the sun goes down later tonight, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to be a bit better about it this time. Maybe no barricade. Maybe I'll even go get something from the store to help me sleep better as well. Last night was so much worse. I dozed off maybe a total of 30 minutes, maybe an hour tops. I tried so hard to go to bed. I took some sleep aids too that I had gotten from the store, but God, those noises, they felt like they were closer than ever. It started off far at the end of the house, as always. Over time, I couldn't help but think about the noises getting closer, though, the creaks just closing in, slowly coming down the hall as if sneaking up on me. Was it getting closer? I remember trying to tell myself it wasn't, but even then the barricade still went up sooner than the night before. I leaned up against that barricade the whole night. I dozed off every now and then, only to immediately be met with nightmares. And one that held my room shook so bad, as if being tested by something on the other side trying to get to me. And another, all I heard was a stifled laugh coming from the other side of the door. I kept just waking up instantly. I couldn't sleep. I hadn't even gotten the courage together to explore my house until just past noon today. I ended up starting from my front door by, well, I climbed out the window of my own room to get out there. I couldn't possibly have started by going through that barricade. There's no way. And somehow it just felt safer going through the front door like that, with the light streaming in behind me. And now I checked everything in the house. I flipped on all the lights. I checked everywhere, and, well, I guess I really am getting way too delusional about all this. I don't know. I feel crazy. I'm so tired. I'm back in my room again. I had to use a pen to unlock the door. I had to push through my own dumb, jumbled mess of a barricade, and damn, I'm really tired now. Somehow, if I don't look behind me, I feel like if I don't look behind me, I hope I'll be okay. I fell asleep at my computer. Never locked the door. I can hear it now. In my room, more than just creaks. Shuffling on my carpet. It laughed. Oh God, I think it laughed. Guttural noises, some puff of air, is something that could pass for laughing. I wasn't looking back, though. I don't think I can. I think I might be okay if I never do. I hear it opening its mouth. So many mouths. Right over my shoulder.